D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I watched Batwoman, the latest episode number 2 of season 3. I watched it last night. Come to you this morning. It's pretty early right now. I might drink some coffee while I'm doing this because I need energy, and this show does not do that. But I was going to record this last night, but I was like, it's late, and so if I forget some of the dialogue for the conversations, it's fine because you don't really need to know. There's nothing awe-inspiring written on this show. This show sucks. But I will say, on a positive note, the makeup for Killer Croc in this episode was not too bad. I actually did like that. Except for his hands. It looks like they gave him gloves, but it looked like his arms were longer. And I was like, you really didn't need to do that. Just give him some gloves and put some scales on it or whatnot. But yeah, his facial stuff, prosthetics were not too bad. Weren't too bad. So kudos on you, CW, for that. But other than that, the show sucks. Man, does this show suck. It sucks hardcore. We're gonna get into it. I can't tell you how bad this show is. And the ratings are so perfect. They're so perfect. I love when people and Ruby Rose just came out. I'm going to talk about that on my Sunday video, but Ruby Rose just came out and talked mad shits. Although I don't like her either, by the way, and I'll talk about that later when I get into it. But for right now, why don't we get into this episode of this show? Gosh, I can't wait. Exciting, right? And I know people are like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And I'm all like, how can I not watch it? This is the funniest thing on TV right now. It's it's not good. All right, let's get started on this. So it starts off at this little pool and everything, which, cool. And then you get these two college kids and they're sneaking in and everything, and they're kissy face. And then the guy gets all naked. Look at that hot bod and everything. And he jumps in, and then she jumps in after because he's like, oh, the water's warm and everything. I'm like, yeah, it is. So she's like, come up. If you're expecting me to say, I'm scared. Well, guess what? I'm scared and everything. And then he just plops up like he's in a Jaws movie, and he's just all like, oh, and everything. And then he gets taken under, and blood just goes all over the place, right? And so she tries to get out, but then she gets pulled into the water. So we go over to Arkham Asylum, where we get Alice. She's being let out. And everything, and she gets a tracking monitor thingy on her. What are those called? Oh, I don't know. Ankle bracelet, but it doesn't even matter. Who cares? She gets that, and they're like, "You're gonna help if you, do anything bad. You go back to Arkham in solitary confinement forever." And then she's like, any questions? And then she's like, does this go with my ensemble? This is a show written by women. And oh my God. Okay. So, of course it is. And so, yeah, my ensemble. So Ryan Wilder's sitting here just chatting it up. And she's all like, you want me to work with her? And she's so, okay. So get this. There's 2 cops sitting there, right? While Renee Montoya is talking about Ryan Wilder being a vigilante. So then when you're on the news and you see Batwoman working with Alice, and you're these 2 cops, and you're like, you put 2 and 2 together. All right, you got this woman being a vigilante, and Batwoman's working with Alice now. Put 2 and 2 together. They were like, oh, Ryan Wilder is Batwoman. And then just go to the news. The news be like, I got a scoop for you. Pay daddy some money. I'm like, they're so stupid on this show. Big idiots. So then this woman's talking about how this looks like the makings of Killer Croc and everything, even though Batman destroyed Killer Croc or whatnot. And it talks about how Killer Croc was a wrestler, but he got some disease or whatnot, or infection or something like that, where his skin turned into scales or whatnot. And his snout became elongated. It's pretty accurate to depending on what comic book, but pretty accurate, And they're sitting there, and they're just sitting there talking about Killer Croc and everything, and they're talking about how they lost a tooth from Killer Croc because Batman saved one, and they're like, well, somebody could have found it, and if the infection was in the tooth because it attacks the bloodstream, it could, if it got into their bloodstream, it could do the same thing to them, which is what happened. And then Alice is sitting here. She's like, why is there a tree in your bat cave? Which I go, Alice, excellent question. Why is there a tree in your bat cave? Because this bat cave is in a fucking skyscraper. Why is there a bat cave in a skyscraper? It's underneath the ground, but why is it in a skyscraper? And why is there a tree in this said bat cave? Like, she's like, I get the bat motif in this skyscraper bat cave, but I don't get the tree. And then she's all like, I need to talk to you two privately. And she's all like, so she goes in there and she's like, I'm gonna need backup with this Killer Croc situation. Anyway, you can get the bat suit up. He's like, I gotta work out the kinks. He's like, all right, can you and Mary work on it? Did Mary just all of a sudden with her doctorate degree get with her PhD degree, get an engineering degree? Because which, by the way, love your outfit. Way to be Marsha Brady. So stupid. So then shoot, I said I was going to write it down, but I did not write down this character's name because she's so unimportant. Why is this character here besides to prop up Ryan Wilder? That's the only reason she's here. This character is so useless in every sense of the word, except for to give Ryan Wilder, who's all like, oh, I can't do stuff. But then all of a sudden she's like, I'm brave and strong. And you're like, get out of here. You're so stupid. That's what you are. So she's talking, and I don't remember what she says. She says something. Oh, yeah, she's talking about, I don't know what she's talking about. Anyways, so then a helicopter shows up at the Wayne tower, which I just want to talk about, which is just a derelict building in Gotham, right? So how is Wayne Enterprises still a thing now? And then this one random black girl is like, she's all like, I'm getting it's someone just Jet Quinn. What is the name of her company? Oh, it doesn't even matter. She's all like, they just asked for permission to land on the roof. And she's like, they're here. So you're acting CEO. So she probably wants to talk to you. And she's like, Kate Kane put my name on it and everything. I just thought I'd be a name on a letterhead. Like, what's going on here? This, what? Okay. Oh, gosh. And so she's all like, hey, when I hacked into their systems, this is your, and she just goes, this is your mom. And I'm all like, didn't she say she didn't last episode 1, she didn't want to know the name of her mom? And she's like, now I have to tell her. I'm like, no, you don't. Because she could play dumb, and going, you're not playing dumb. You're just straight up dumb. Anyways, so she's like, what? She's my mommy and everything. So she's all like, do I look like an acting CEO? And yeah. So Mary Sue here is all she's all like, lucky for you, I just picked up my dry cleaning. Like, what's going on here? And so they make her up. How long does it take for this helicopter to land for the CEO of Jamiroquai, whatever her company is called, to get off that helicopter and go down like 3 stories to get to this floor, so she can go from this grunge band to this? Like, no, that's not how time works, dum. Okay, so then she's all, feeling insecure. Do I look good enough to meet my mommy? And she's like, you will show her you're a strong, independent woman. Why am I here besides to prop you up on your pedestal, Ryan? You're just so amazing. And so then Jet here, her last name's Joan Jett. Anyways, she comes in and she's all like, hi, Ryan, I'm Ryan and everything. And she's all like, I'm Joan Jett from Jet Quinn. What's the name? Oh, it doesn't matter. So then Joan Jett here is all like, somebody hacked into our system and they did such a good job, but they left little breadcrumbs and it led to Wayne Enterprises. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's all like, she's all like, oh, I think you know what I'm talking about. Corporate espionage. Is Bruce still upset that and she's like, oh, because she's all like, Bruce stole one of my valued employees, and she's all like, you still upset that he stole your employee, or you come to get revenge, or whatever she says. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so she leaves, and she's like, stay out of my business, and she's all like, oh, trust me, it's already been brought in and everything. And so before she leaves, she's like, by the way, take off that acting, because you pretending like you didn't know that you hacked into my systems was not your best performance. No, I think being Batwoman is not her best performance. Okay, Joan Jett, look at her. Okay, anyways, so now she's all upset. That mommy for the first time, and she's amazing. So these two are in the Batcave, and she's all like, your dad downloaded his subconscious AI into this helmet. He's like, hello, daddy. And he's like, hi, papa. He's like, this is so so stupid. Hello, Mary. Tell me about what's his name? Cole. Tell him about Cole when he was younger. And he's like, downloading files for Cole when he was 6 years old. And when he's like, no, turn off and everything. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. This show's dumb. So then she's all like, everything looks okay, so we need to check you out. If the suit's fine, it's got to be you. And it is him, because he's a pussy boy. That's his problem. He's a big loser. Like, he is a very beta male, and it's coming from me. Okay, I'm not even kind of alpha, but I'll tell you right now, I could take this guy. This character is such a pussy. Anyways, so they're like, she's like, we're gonna check you out. And do they check him out? Anyways, so then Alice is sitting here, and she's trying to Google, and I'm all like, okay, this is dumb. So then she's sitting here, and she's I don't remember what Ryan says to her. It doesn't even matter. And she's all like, do you know what my first kill was? And she talks about how it was an old lady on a ventilator or some crap like that. And she's like, do you know why I chose her? Because you're a murderer. Look at that face. That's the this show is crazy dumb. Okay. I'm so happy I grabbed this still. So she's all like, I picked it because she was for my first kill, because she was weak, and I separated her from the herd. And then she's all like, these ladies are hot though. She's pretty. This Javicia Leslie, she's pretty. She's just, this show sucks. So she's all like, this is his hunting ground. So oh, and they talked about, I forgot to tell you, when he bites you, he puts in his secretes some kind of thing that paralyzes you, so he can save you for a snack later, So then they're at this park where this is his hunting ground, and this girl's playing soccer, and of course she kicks her ball into the woods, and she goes to get it, and it's covered in that goop, and then she gets taken. Then they're in the woods at night, tracking down this girl. And they're sitting here talking, and they find the skin or whatnot, and she wakes up, and there's a bunch of dead people around, because he's staying for a snacky later, a little construction worker buffet. If this was AmericanDick.com, dudes would be crazy for this construction worker buffet. But anyways, Killer Croc is going to eat them up. So then they're walking, right? So then they get to a sewer, okay? There's two of them. Oh. This wig looks awful on you. So all right, I need to get on this. This is taking forever. So they find this sewer, right? And she's all like, basically like, why do you care about this girl? And she's like, I will not give up on her. Like, everybody gave up on me. And you're like, oh, get over yourself. Okay. So she goes in first, and then Batwoman jumps in, does her superhero pose. And so they're walking through. By the way, this tunnel right here is the tunnel that Alice was in all last season and the season before. They just use this same sewer set piece over and over again. Why is everything taking place in this stupid sewer? Anyways, like Mad Hatter was in it last episode for some weird reason. Anyways, okay. So then we pop over to Mary and what is his name? Calvin. Anyways, so she's all like, he takes off his shirt and she's all like, you're looking very fit. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Now these two are going to be a thing now. Like all of a sudden, they're just like instantaneously like, oh my God, I like him. So then she starts checking his heart. And she's like, your heartbeat is racing. It's getting faster and faster and faster. And then, yeah, he's all like, yeah, I want to get some of that, and me, I'm all like, yeah, get yours. Listen, you two should have just thrown down right there. I mean, it's obvious. Anyways. So then random black girl, I don't know her name, and she's so useless. Like why is she here? What is going on this show? Okay, why is Mary here? Mary's useless too. Okay, Cole is the only one that's useful to this team. Okay. So anyways, so they're in the sewer. And all right, you guys. So I need to tell you right now, I thought I had grabbed some. I know I grabbed some screenshots. I don't know why they didn't appear here. Okay, so they land in the sewer right earlier, and they run. Hold on, I need to find it. So they run into a guy, and he has got these big racks of beef up, and he tells the story of his son who found the tooth while they were fishing inside of a fish or an alligator. They found it inside something, and he made a tooth necklace out of it, and he got a cut from it, and then he started to get the scales and stuff. And then he shocks Ryan here with a taser, like a big one of those big cow tasers or whatever. City folk, you've never seen it before. I'm city folk, but I've seen them plenty before. So he shocks her, and then Alice uses it to take out her little ankle bracelet, and then she runs away. Sorry, I thought I grabbed the stills. I didn't, but it doesn't even matter. It's so stupid because the dad was all like, oh, and then Killer Croc showed up. That's why I wanted to do show. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Killer Croc shows up, takes the dad away, and So then she's all like, hey, did you fix the bat suit? Because I could really use help. I can't, save the girl and go after Alice. And so they're like, yeah, we fixed it. It's good to go. So Alice is running through the sewers, right? And she's skipping. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're not allowed to use the C word anymore. That's what Mary said before when they were talking about Alice. Crazy. You can't say crazy anymore because people aren't crazy. They're, I don't know. They're mental. That's what they are. Okay. So she hears this girl. She's like, help and everything. So she finds the girl and she's all like, okay, come on, let's go. She's like, I can't. My leg is broken. She's like, listen, I got to let you go then because you're dead weight and we can't 3-leg race it through this sewers. You're going to slow me up. And she starts to turn away and she's like, please. And then she comes over and she's like, I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson. No one is going to help you except for yourself. You got to do yourself. Because no one's gonna help you. And then she's like, all right, bye. So then Ryan's all like trying to talk to Killer Croc and be like, hey, you don't have to do this. You can get through this, buddy. It's all gonna be okay. And then she's like, your dad seems like a really good guy and he cares about you. And then he finds it's like, all right, well, way to, can't speak to his better half because he's already gone. He ate his dad. So then back at the police station, I think that's what this is, or City Hall or whatever it is. Anyways, so she comes in and she's like, we don't know how Alice turned off her tracker, but it's not on. This has never been done before. What? Okay. So Renee's like, great. So then Alice pops up at this trucking station, and then Nightwing pops up and he's like, the name's Nightwing. And she's like, ooh, cool name. Let's see if you can live up to it and everything. So they start fighting. And the fight for a TV show, the fight wasn't too bad. I mean, the wire work could have been a little bit better. And the girl that plays Alice they could do a little bit more face shots of her so we don't know that it's a complete stunt double. But overall, I'll give it an okay. Yeah, it was pretty okay. And then she, gets the thing, but he stabs her with this little vial, and he's all like, I just shot you with a bunch of nanotech. So now you can't run anywhere because the satellites gotcha and everything. So she's like, great, and everything. So back at the sewer, the girl's trying to get away, and then Killer Croc shows up. And then Batwoman shows up, and they start fighting. And there he is. I'm sorry, I know I grabbed it, but it obviously didn't translate for some reason. Anyways, and he's all like, "Urgh," and everything. And they're fighting, and somehow she's winning, or being able to fight him. And like I said, this isn't too bad. It's pretty good. I think you can kind of, it doesn't matter. So then she's fighting, and she slides underneath him. Hold on, I got it. Oh, he starts to win. And she slides underneath him, and she throws up this bomb thing that sets off a net. And then he flies back, and he's stuck on the wall, and he's like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr," and everything's and everything. And so she's all like, I got him. By the way, you got water on that big ass hair. Jesus. I love how when they started this show, they were like, we're gonna make her suit culturally appropriate. And all they did was give her like a weave. Like, so she's like, thank you, you saved me. And she's like, I know I did. I'm amazing. And then the mom runs out. She's like, I thought I lost you. And I'm like, I wish you had, because you guys suck. Anyways, so then she's all like, Renee Montoya's all like, you did good saving the kid, but where's Alice? And she's like, she's over there in the car, right, Alice? And everyone else is like, uh-huh. So then we get that radio personality that's done by Rachel Maddow. And she's all like, these aren't crocodile tears here. They saved a young girl. I was crying for reals. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So Alice is back in Arkham. And then these two, Ryan Wilder and random black girl. What is her name? Gosh. I'd say I'd look it up, but I honestly just don't care. The actress's name is Tandy Newton. That's not her, but that's a person, right? Tandy Newton. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Anyways, okay, yeah, she's like so unimportant. Like, this is what she's here for. These one-on-ones with Ryan Wilder to prop Ryan up. So she's like, your mom, if she knows who you are, she'll know how you're strong and you're just so great. You're just so great. And she's all like self-doubting again because this show's garbage. I don't even know what they say. That's how I feel about the show. This show's so stupid. It's so early. Oh, that's how I have it. That's how I feel about the show. So then they turned off the fail safe for this. That's what it was. It was the fail safe because it's hooked up to Daddy Dearest. Okay. So when they turn the fail safe off, the dad personality inside this Papa went away. And he can't talk to his dad now. So she's all like, maybe the part of the suit that saved you is your dad. Your dad was just protecting you. Like, what is going on here? This is nonsense. Okay. Then back at the police station. Okay, so they're like, the guys didn't want to open this because if it is Poison Ivy's Ivy, they didn't want to get it open because then it could create a problem. So she opens it, right, and pours water in there. And she's like, how did you know it wasn't real? And she's like, because if it was real, I don't remember what she says, but then she's like, but the real stuff is out there and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. So then Jeturian. That's a stupid name because her name is Joan Jeturian. What a dumb name for a company. That's not a comic book thing. That doesn't exist in the comic book. They made this up for this show. Yeah, because they're stupid. They make up stupid stuff for this show. So then she pops in and she's like, I'm sorry, Miss Jet. She just walked in. She's like, well, I barged in on her the other day unexpectedly. It's only fair that she does the same thing. No, it's not. Okay. So then she's all like, I thought you said you were going to stay out of my business. She's like, this isn't business. This is personal. I'm your daughter. Doom, doom, doom. It's so soap opera, which I'm fine with it, but sometimes it gets real soap opera. Look at her face. She's all like I'm waiting for her to just turn around and just be like, look off into the distance, be like, and I swear, Ryan Walter, one day I'm going to get you. So stupid. All right. So that's this episode of Batwoman. Sorry I didn't get those stills of Killer Croc attacking the dad. I'm sorry. I thought I grabbed him, but I didn't, obviously. But yeah, the show sucks. It's no good. That's how I feel about this show. Also, just I'm gonna laugh at those. I'm gonna save those. Yeah, you guys, the show's no good. Can't wait for next week. It's gonna be super fun to crap all over this show, this crappy show. It's just no good. Like, there's no point to this show. Like, it literally no point to this show. I don't understand. Like, you have access to some really good characters and all that stuff, and you're just wasting it. You're wasting it. You're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. The writing is horrible. The writing is the worst thing on this show. What is the showrunner's name? Who apparently, to Ruby Rose, she's a monster, but what is her name? It doesn't even matter because she's unimportant. Yeah, the show sucks. Don't watch it. You're not watching it. I mean, apparently I'm the only person still watching it, but like I said, it gives me great content to just crap all over it for a good, what was this, 20 minutes? So yay. All right, listen. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that like button and everything. Leave a comment and all that stuff. Sorry, I went out of order. I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat place. All right, bye.